Hope everybody's having a nice day. Today, this video is just, I want to talk about something that's on my mind. One of my favorite YouTubers, I've been watching him for at least 10 years. And he's got a lot of subscribers now, almost 2 million. And we're just growing farther and farther apart. It's not like a relationship or anything, but, just me being a viewer, I always enjoyed his old videos. And his new videos, I can't relate to at all. And it kind of started happening 5 years ago or so. It's just, he did a lot of woodworking projects and some homesteading videos and things I really enjoyed. And he just kept getting farther and farther apart from that. And he was never really a homesteader, but he did a lot of the same projects that I do. And some of the things that he shared were helpful to me. And it was actually a really good learning for some of the things that I enjoy from his channel. So unfortunately, I don't really find I can relate to his channel much anymore, and it's kind of a sad thing, but that's how it is. So in one of his latest videos, he ended up buying his son a new car, and it was kind of a disappointment because he kept talking about how he was going to give him a hand-me-down vehicle, an older vehicle, and I don't know if it was something that he chose because of a safety reason, if the frame was rotted, or what the details were. He didn't really go into it at all. But basically, he got him a brand new car, and it's kind of sad because he's never going to run into the same kind of problems that I ran into or my friends ran into growing up. You kind of have like that first vehicle is kind of a crappy vehicle that you have to learn how to fix it, and it's a good learning thing for a young man, in my opinion, to have a crappy vehicle. Like I said, it might have been something to do with safety, and if that's the case, then I could fully understand it. But even still, even some extremely wealthy people I know started off in a very crappy car just as a learning curve, as a teaching aid, basically. You're driving your vehicle and you get a flat tire and you need to learn how to swap the spare on, and if you have a new set of tires, well, that's probably not as likely to happen. Where if you drive an old piece of junk, then you're probably going to have that, and worse things happen. So leave a comment down below what your first vehicle was. My first vehicle was a hand-me-down 1987 town car, and I had all kinds of problems with that. It was pretty reliable, but I had a few things happen. One time I was racing somebody on the road, and the heater core exploded and started shooting hot coolant all over the place, and the people in the car, equally as crappy as mine next to me, started dying of laughter. They were in a little Honda Rice Rocket car, so it was pretty entertaining. My next car, I had a Volkswagen Jetta, 1985, and that thing was an absolute pile. It was fun when it worked, but when it didn't work, it was nothing but problems. I was always fixing it. I ended up driving to a car show in New Jersey, and on the way down, I had the input shaft seal started leaking transmission fluid, basically the gear oil, onto the clutch, so it started slipping, and I had the alternator wasn't charging because the cable for the ground wasn't properly grounding on the transmission, and that was a huge problem. I have to pop start it everywhere we went. And that same trip, that was like the longest journey. It was a round town kind of car, so it was a long journey. I had all these problems occur, and then the final straw that happened was I pulled into the parking lot of the car show, and the heater core cracked in half and blew hot coolant all over my friend's legs. And then we were basically blocking the entrance to the show, so we had to push the car to the side. We ended up looping the pipes and everything, and we had spare tools with us and spare parts and everything. You had to, and it was kind of that learning curve that I'm talking about when I'm sad for this YouTuber's son that's not going to really have that in his life. And it's kind of something that I think a young man needs to happen. Again, it's not something I would want my daughters to go out and have to drive a crappy car and be stranded, especially this day and age. But for a man, I think, or a young man, I think it's not a bad idea to have that. Even just the other day, I have a brand new Tacoma. It's a great vehicle, but I use it for work and I keep my tools in it all the time. So what happened is I drive my 97 Chevy Stepside. So I went up to Home Depot with that, and I bought a bunch of lumber for my upcoming project. And on my way there, it was running and driving great. Now keep in mind it's a 2-speed, because the transmission actually, I had a transmission cooler sprung a leak, and it basically pushed all the transmission fluid out into the coolant system because it pumped it out because it was a higher pressure. So it ended up like cooking the third and fourth band or something, third and overdrive, something like that. So I only have first, second, park, reverse, neutral now. I don't have third gear or an overdrive. So it's an around town truck, and that's what I use it for. But I'm driving up to Home Depot. I got a bunch of lumber, and I parked, went inside, spent about half an hour, 40 minutes in there or so. I come out, I start the truck up, and as I'm getting ready to leave, the inside blower fan, starts making a racket. And I couldn't for the life of me figure out what it was, if it was ice or something had formed in there, or something had gotten in there. But I ended up finding out that a mouse had crawled in there while the truck was off, because it was like 15 degrees outside. So the mouse climbed in through there into the duct and then went into the blower housing. And the damn thing ended up getting chopped up into bits and pieces, and then it ended up reeking. So it smelled so bad when the fan was on. So I'm gonna have to take that apart. But it's those types of things that, you know, obviously suck when it happens to you, but it's a good learning thing to happen to you. So hope you're enjoying the video. I'm going to be making a wood workshop bench. That's going to be one of my next projects. I've wanted to do it for years, and the time is coming. Right now, I'm actually working upstairs in my addition. I'll show you what I'm working on here. I just did this whole room here with, it's got new sheetrock. That's my kitchen over there. I'll show that one. That's all finished up. But I did this whole room here. All the sheetrock compound, I just got new paint. I just finished painting it the other day, and it's all set. So I'm going to be installing the floor. Right now I'm working on this over here, which is there's a pantry, like a small pantry, and then a computer nook. So once that's all done, I'll share that. But I've been doing a lot of projects lately, and here's the view of out the back. My neighbor's beautiful barn in my backyard. I have a side window over here, and then my front window actually looks out to a beautiful mountain. Not a huge mountain, I shouldn't even say a mountain, it's more of a hill. But for the area, it's a nice change in elevation. So I hope you're having a great video today. Hope you're having a great video. Hope you're having a great day today, and wishing you the best in this coming Happy New Year. So I'll be making some more videos. Like I said, I'll be doing one on a wood workbench. That's going to be coming up. And I'm not going to go into great detail. There's a lot of people that have done the Paul Sellers design, but I will share some bits and pieces of it, and just the fact that it's something I've wanted to do for years that I've kind of just left out, and I don't really put myself first. I put myself last, and this is going to be a different year. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.